That game sucked, in my opinion. It did. I know the Phillies won. They won in 15 innings. Woohoo! That game sucked. It was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing win. Obviously, I'm happy that we ended up solidifying the W. I'm happy that we were finally able to actually get a run. I was pumped that we were actually able to get a hit with a man in scoring position. Like, I'm thrilled about that part of it. But why did it take so long? Why did it go the way that it did? We're going up against the Detroit Tigers, all right? And I know to start this game off, you have Aaron Nola versus Matt Boyd, which is a fantastic matchup. And Matt Klentak is in the building because he wants to watch Boyd because he's potentially a trade target. Those two players, they were fantastic today. Aaron Nola went 7 innings, allowed 1 earned run, and struck out 7, while Boyd went 6 innings, had 8 strikeouts and 2 earned runs, which was really just a Roman Quinn 2-run bomb. And realistically, that's pretty brutal to allow. I don't know if I'm going after him, if I'm Matt Klentak, after I saw Roman Quinn hit a 2-run bomb off of him, and that ball was murder. The Phillies offense, the Phillies lineup struck out 18 times. Come on. And I was pissed off realistically in the first inning and in the 6th inning. Because that's where the game turned. In those moments. We're going up against the brutal Detroit Tigers. We got to execute. I know Boyd strikes out a lot of people, but in those moments, you have to execute. So let's talk about it. In the first, we have 2nd and 3rd. Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Harper. 1 out. Guess what? No runs scored. No runs cross home plate. But in the bottom of the first for the Tigers, guess what happens? They score. In the bottom of the second, that's when Roman hits the dinger. So we're up 2-1. In the 6th, don't even get me started. I don't want to relive it, but I have to. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. We also had bases loaded, 1 out. Guess how many runs crossed home plate? 0! That's pathetic. That's pathetic. This game showed me. This game showed me we are potentially on the same page as the Tigers offense. I'm not kidding. Here's their top of the lineup, guys. Kingery, Harper, Realmuto, 1 for 7. Cesar Hernandez, 0 for 7. Nick Williams, 0 for 4. And by the way, when we didn't score in the top of the 6th, in the bottom of the 6th, what do you know? The Tigers score and tie the ball game up. I'll be honest with you. We shouldn't have won this baseball game. As we go through the extra innings, I'll tell you why. Top of the 11th, Michael Franco on 3rd base with 2 outs. I didn't expect Roman Quinn to knock him in. But maybe it was one of those Roman Quinn games where it happens and he was the guy. But of course not in 3 straight pitches. He's walking back to the dugout and so is Franco. Bottom 13th, this was ridiculous and in a good fashion out of the Phillies bullpen because Juan Nicasio had 2 men on, no outs. Sacrifice bunt, athletic play, bang, gets it to 3rd, get the lead guy, and ends up getting out of the inning. Now, the Phillies bullpen was tremendous today. 12 scoreless bullpen innings. Wow. That wasn't just today, of course, but that's all around the last stretch here for Phillies bullpen play. Bottom 14th. This is where the Tigers made the big mistake. This is where the Tigers lost them the game. We finally took advantage of a Tigers mistake, but they made a brutal mistake and it cost them the game. Leadoff double in the 14th inning. They do not bunt him over to 3rd base. And a hit down the left side there. Brad Miller throws a cannon to home. JT Realmuto with the ridiculous tag, and he's out at home. But if they bunted that runner to third base previously, that would have won the ballgame. That would have been an easy run. Instead of having to go from second to home, third to home, no-brainer. That would have been the ballgame. But analytics tell you, let's just swing for the fences. There were times where the Phillies didn't really bunt over players either, and I was pretty disgusted, to be honest with you, in those extra innings. If it's the first, second, third, fourth inning, sure, I understand, right? Going with the analytical approach. But we're talking extra innings now. Get yourself a run. So the Phillies elected not to do it at times. The Tigers elected not to do it at times. And in this moment, it costed them because Scott Kingery ends up hitting a triple, bounces off the wall, goes into foul territory, and Rhys Hoskins knocks him in the 15th, and we shut the door. We shut the door down. Alvarez got the job done there. The bullpen was great. Nick Pivetta out of the bullpen. Are you kidding me with that? Are you serious? He goes 3 2/3, 5 Ks. Now, one of those balls was a warning track power out there to Roman Quinn, which would have went out in Citizens Bank Park. And then after that moment, I think the Phillies had 3 or 4 hits that would have went out in Citizens Bank Park. But that's just the nature of the beast in playing in a stadium like that. No wonder why those Tigers are struggling to hit the ball out of the ballpark at home like that. Whew! That's a brutal ballpark, for real. At the end of the day, I know the lineup was flawed once again. Nick Williams getting a lot of at-bats there. Adam Hazley getting a lot of time, and he's working his way into feeling it out, right? Gene Segura did not play. He did have a pinch hit opportunity, but he did not play, and it looks like he's going to rest that heel, which is completely fine with me, and I'm totally 100% invested in that move. And we switched around Bryce and Rhys Hoskins, too, by the way. Rhys was hitting 2, and Bryce Harper was hitting after him. All around, this offense is embarrassing, right? It is. And I've been a firm believer in the starting pitching has always been the problem with this team over the hitting, and I still believe that. When Aaron Nola gives you an outing like that, the offense gets criticized more, which is deservingly so. You strike out 18 times. I hate looking at the top of the lineup and seeing 1 for 7 for all your top guys. Scott Kingery struck out 4 times today. This was after his 5th at-bat, so the averages change a little bit, but he was batting 191 in the leadoff spot after his 4th or 5th at-bat today. 191! I love Scott Kingery outside of the leadoff spot, but here's the problem. I want him in there over Cesar. And then there's really no one else you can lead off, so it's kind of just like, yo, you got to figure it out. You got to find a way to make it happen. But I like Scott Kingery out of that leadoff spot. I don't know what the number is now after his 1 for 7, but it's not good enough at the end of the day. The positives, the bullpen, Nick Pivetta, Aaron Nola, those are the positives. The bad news, quick turnaround because we have an afternoon tilt to finish off this quick 2-game set in Detroit. We got to find a way. We got to find a way to get this offense going. JT Realmuto, he struck out his first 2 at-bats today, which made it 7 consecutive strikeouts at one point. His at-bats are brutal. What happened to JT Realmuto's approach to the plate? Now, he's one of the best defensive catchers in baseball, if not the best defensive catcher in baseball. His pop time is elite. His tag today was elite. But offensively, I don't know what happened to this guy. And what's going on right now? This is an insane funk out of JT Realmuto. No one can get in a rhythm. No one can make it happen at the same time. No one can get flow going. This game was so bad. And yes, we won. And yes, that's better than losing. This game was so bad. I don't get all jittery and happy that the Phillies win after a baseball game like this. I just don't. I really don't. I'm so pissed off and disgusted with what I saw in the first inning, what I saw in the 6th inning. That's what I'm frustrated with. Thinking of the right word to use. Didn't want to use the wrong one that started with F. Every time we didn't execute when we had men on in scoring position, they did the next inning. Isn't that funny how it works? That's baseball. So, I mean, listen, winning the game is important, of course. So let me know what you think down below on this baseball game. Am I overthinking it, or should I be pissed off? Do I have the right to be disgusted on what I just watched on that baseball diamond? Because I feel like I do. It's not always about the final score, because I'm sorry, the team didn't play a good baseball game, and they didn't play a good baseball game against one of the worst teams in baseball. How am I supposed to be all joyful about that? I just can't be. I'm sorry, I can't be. Hopefully tomorrow they just come out and kick their ass. Is that too much to ask for? Kick their ass? I don't think so. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.